fashion designer up there for several years, and he's got some huge things doing right now this weekend that I can't even tell you about. He had to sign a disclosure thing, but it wouldn't have happened if it hadn't been for him works in the income. We wouldn't have been able to afford him to do the stuff that he's doing right now. So absolutely amazing. Hang in here with your wife. The first couple little bit, I was not on board with them. Me and Blair was in another networking business over 30 years ago, and I was done with networking. I was a corporate guy, ran 2 dealerships, and just an awesome time. Hang in there with your wife, back her up, and rock and roll.
My name is Forrest Stump. I'm from the Daytona Beach area, Florida. Go ahead, you guys can find the name. Been in about 3.5 years. I've been retired, rewired from staying home with the kids for the past 3 years. And some of the biggest things that I got out of this was knowing that my wife was doing this business not for her, she was doing it for us. She was doing it for our kids, not just for her kids. She wasn't doing it just for her legacy, she was doing it for our legacy. So that made me really step up and want to help her out and just be there for her, knowing that we're doing it together. So have a good week.
Hi, I'm Andrew Phillips. Been in the business a little over 2 years now. I was in the military, and my wife just retired me back in January. So I've been full-time with my 2 boys. And my first boy, I did 7 months of his life. So it was pretty hard and coming home. I'm the one who actually got her to sign up in the business. It's a little bit backwards. She kind of was hesitant, thinking it was a scam, talked to her family. So I've been on board the entire time. So if I can say one thing, you guys being the support to your wife is probably the biggest thing that will help her succeed in this business. Yeah, that's good.
Hey guys, Eli Marshall, Indianapolis, Indiana. Full-time firefighter, full-time networks distributor, and full-time business owner. I own a sports performance business. This has absolutely changed my life, however. Something I don't know if I'll have a chance to tell you guys or not, so I have to share it right now. My son woke up this morning, running around the house naked, just going crazy all over the place. You've seen that. And he's screaming at the top of his lungs, "It's morning time, it's morning time." It's something I have to ask you guys, or just you guys tell me, when does that attitude change? At what point do we stop feeling that way about today? Today is an opportunity for us to change lives, our own and others. And that's how we have to approach this business. It's not going to be done for us. We have to go get it. Go change lives. Our job is not done until everyone's life is changed.
Eric Murphy from Cincinnati, Ohio, and today is the 6-year anniversary of my wife making a decision to come into the street. Yeah! But 3 days ago, I celebrated my 4th anniversary as being full-time, being home, not being in corporate America. So I wasn't on board at first. Didn't want anything to do with it. I called it snake oil. I thought you guys were a bunch of weirdos, and there was only a handful of guys around at the events. Look at this event right here. Look what Chad's done here with putting this, a room full of guys that are all here for one purpose. And that's for fellowship, to learn how to work this business, and just to change lives. And that's what we're doing here. Just an amazing event, and couldn't be happier to be a part of that.
All right, I am Landon Knight from Cedar Rapids, Iowa. Me and my wife have been in the business for just over 3.5 years. Before this, I was a Cedar Rapids police officer for about 6 years, and been home full-time with my wife and 2 children for about 1.5 years now, and it's been just the greatest experience ever, going to baseball all summer long, not worrying about, calling my boss and asking for a night off. I worked overnights, and So it's absolutely been just the biggest blessing ever to being able to devote every minute of my life to my family and just living that life that many people can't. So thanks.
I'm Breon Wiggum from St. Louis. I stay in Collinsville, Illinois, so this is really around my area, about an hour drive. I've been in business for 3 years, me and my wife. I just rewired from my job as a youth specialist in December. So I coach basketball full-time, which is my dream, high school, and I work the business. The biggest thing I would say as far as like supporting, whether you're old or new, be consistent. I quit the second month in, got to understand anything. When I found out what I was good at, which was talking to people, helping others, it made the world of a difference and it helped my wife. So the biggest thing I can say is be consistent, find something you're good at, and rock with it. Thanks.
Hi, my name is Brad Treat from Minnesota. My wife has been in the business for a little over 5 years. Of course, I wasn't on board to begin with. One moment really is kind of the personal development that we've both gone through. I mean, she's really changed as a person, she's changed our family. The positive people that we're around in this business is incredible. I wouldn't change it for the world. We've also been able to let our kids dream a little more, which is pretty cool to see. You know, we're creating dream boards with them and checking things off. So don't ever give up. Just keep going out there and grind it out. So. Hello, I'm Brian Burnshead from Orlando, Florida. I've been in the business for 4.5 years. Fire back. When I first got into the business, I was definitely like Eric said, where I thought it was all snake oil. It was crazy. I let my wife do her thing. I was working a lot traveling, and eventually she started really putting effort into it. And actually, my first green carpet was about the size of this room, and there was maybe like a handful of guys in there. So to see this amount of guys here is awesome. I guess, you know, a piece of advice is just, you know, take this weekend, if you're one of those husbands that's been just more in the supportive role or not really understanding your position in the company, take this weekend to talk to all the guys here that have had success and find out what it is they're doing and become more active to help them grow your business, because it's free. All right, I got 12 seconds. But, all right, I'm off.
My name is Matt Mino. I've been in the business next month for 5 years.
Happy birthday!
So I want to talk a little bit about Gives Back, an experience that I had this week. In the grocery store, I'm in Publix, I'm doodling on my phone, and kind of see over the phone, there's a lady in a wheelchair, motorized wheelchair, and she's got a wig on. And she's looking over and seeing what groceries she can put on the conveyor belt and talking to the cashier. What can I take? Take that one back. That's not enough. I only have this much money. Going back and forth, back and forth. And the cashier's getting frustrated, and I'm not really noticing because I'm in my own world. And I look over and I'm at the cashier, and she's shaking her head at me, and I'm looking down at her. And just from a Gives Back perspective, I was able to go, what do you need? What do you need? Shoot me, I don't care. Shoot me as many times as you want. I said, let me take this and put it here. What else do you need? And she looked over at me in her wheelchair, and tears. And she's like, where have you been all my life? Like, I'm not saying this to pat myself on the back. I'm saying this because this business can enable you to give back to people that can't even afford to buy groceries. So I'm just speaking that from the heart, and God bless it works. And I just want to say that something I experienced that's awesome. So let's have it off for me now, 2.0.
Well, on a lighter note, how are you supposed to follow that? But, all right, my name is Jason Kane. I'm from Palm City, Florida. We've been in the business a little over 2 years. Thank you. And what I have to say about this business is definitely, probably like most of you guys, like when we walked into this business, like I was probably completely against it. Like I have a good job, I'm a firefighter, paramedic, my wife's a nurse practitioner. I didn't really understand why she was getting into this business, but since it's completely changed our life. It's just allowed us to give so much more than we were ever able to before. So just take what these guys have to say and just really like tuck in, and I guarantee you this next year will probably completely change your whole life based on what you can learn from this weekend. So, all right.
Ronnie Gadberry from Lakeland, Florida, and yeah, I'm with these guys all the way, and Matt, that was deep, bro. But anyway, you know, guys, I gotta tell you, man, I've been a supporter of my wife for 25 years before this business, and I've been totally behind her from day one. I told her to start this business, and she don't want to admit it, but I did, and you know, it's changed my life. It's literally changed my life, you know, to be here with you guys and to spend the weekend and hang out with y'all and just get to meet everybody and just get meet new people. That's what I'm about, and I love that every minute of that, you know. So I hope I get to meet everybody here and we become friends and just carry this adventure just as far as we can.
Hey everyone, I'm Jacob Warren from Kansas City. Been doing this for about 3.5 years. This business has changed our life quite a bit. Prior to this, I was a financial advisor for 10 years. I don't miss that one bit. Last year, my wife double promoted, so she was able to quit her job and fully rewire me. Now I do this full time with her. It's just given us so much more abundance in terms of time and obviously income. It's allowed us to get back more to our church, to charities. But overall, I think the biggest thing it's allowed us to do is just recently, it allowed us to be able to afford IVF. We went through 2 or 3 years of trying to have a baby on our own, and it just wasn't working. And not to say we couldn't do it, but it would have been really hard to be able to afford that. If you know, it's a pretty expensive process. So we're expecting this fall. We're super excited. It's going to be our first kid. So we're all